Welcome to the French Drainman channel. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood. We're going to cover a bunch of the basics in this yard drain, so I want you guys to pay attention. When you guys jump around, I know it because you ask questions in the comment section that I covered in the video. So there's going to be a lot of material here. It's going to be very helpful to the contractor or to the homeowner, the DIYer. So let's begin. We have a flat yard, crazy flat. Water can't find its way out of this yard. We're going to build a drain and we're going to catch all this sheet water off this concrete. We're going to have an open French drain and a yard drain. We're going to have a yard drain and open French drain in the same trench combined. So we're going to show you guys how we do that. All this sheet water runs off this driveway, ends up in this backyard, and there's no way out. It's completely flat. It just pools water. So we're going to catch all that water in an open French drain, yard drain combination that I'm going to show you. And we're going to have this curtain drain to grab up all this water that's shedding off this outdoor living space and the roof runoff system. You have non-permeable surfaces, usually, as patios. Whether it's brick pavers or concrete, they don't take in any water. They just basically shed sheet water. By the time the rain makes it to the end of the patio, it's coming off in sheets. The water is really built up. Again, it's a non-permeable surface. This is the same for your rooftop. The water that builds up coming off your rooftop, by the time it's caught in the gutter, it's sheet water. It's coming off in sheets during a downpour. It's then going to travel down the gutter to the downspout, and wherever you discharge that water, if you discharge that water too close to your house, you're going to have issues. I like to be 20 plus feet away from the house with the downspouts. When you're having that gutter water come down the gutter downspout, you want to catch it and you don't want to let it go. It's so hard to gather. Why would you want to let it go anywhere near the house? Anything inside 20 feet. You just want to get it out far away from the house. Now, because we're doing this curtain French drain, yard drain combination around this yard, we're going to take advantage of this trench. We're going to take our sweat equity and the client's money, and we're going to be able to put 3 systems in one trench. That's what's unique about this job. This job has 3 systems in the exact same trench. We're catching all the roof runoff. We're managing the roof runoff properly. We're evacuating it from the backyard, from the property. Now, to get up and out of this yard, we got to go uphill. So we're going to catch all the water, and we're going to run this trench on a 2% slope. 2% is plenty. The water is going to be ripping. When the sheet water comes off the roof, when the sheet water comes off the driveway, when the sheet water comes off that outdoor living space, this system's going to keep up. Because on 2% slope, it's going to be moving water. We're going to have velocity. The water's really going to be traveling. So we're going to start our French drain system off really shallow on one end. And to get our 2% slope, because we have a flat yard, no slope, we're going to create our own slope. You start off shallow on purpose. Go ahead and just start your trench off on the far side, what we call the upstream side. Start that out at 10 inches and then work your way down deeper. So we started where it's going to be the deepest, and we're working our way out. Because of the way this yard was, we wouldn't be able to get our machinery in to do it the other way. We literally had to work our way upstream on this system. So you're going to get to see the foundation of this. You're going to get to see the plumbing of this. You're going to get to see just the inner workings of how we go about putting a yard drain, French drain combination with a roof runoff into the same system. And then I'm going to show you how we get it out of this yard. So you can see that the guys had to cut the sprinklers in several other places. Once we get all of our pipe in, we'll reconnect that. That's our electrician, Tom. He's down in a sump pit. Spoiler, yeah, we got a duplex system for this job. We're not messing around. So Tom is getting the power out to the pump so that we can run this duplex. You can see we're really deep on this end. This is the deep end. And as we work our way around this curtain French drain, I mean this curtain that's catching all the water, this is a perfect example of a beautiful curtain French drain. And then we went ahead and we designed a yard drain to go inside it. What is the difference between a French drain and a yard drain? Yard drain is on solid pipe with drain basins. That's the difference. So we're going to have a perforated pipe in here, and then we're going to have a solid pipe in here. It's going to be two drainage systems. One is for extreme surface water. It's going to catch all that water in the catch basins. It's going to take it down into a solid corrugated pipe on 2% slope. Now, we've already got a twofer, but we're going to do that one more time. So we got two pipes, one trench, two systems, one trench. Now we're going to piggyback off of the yard drain pipe. We have a yard drain pipe taking in water on a solid corrugated pipe. We're going to tie in all the roof runoff. All the gutter drains are going to be tied into the solid corrugated pipe. So the solid corrugated pipe is going to have inlet basins for sheet water coming off that driveway. There's going to be so much sheet water. Then, so that we can get the French drain working for us, we're going to do an open French drain. Everybody always wants to know, what is an open French drain? Open French drain means we don't have any grass growing over top of it. It's just stone, straight up stone. And yes, we do our fabric and we wrap it and we pin it, and then we put stone on top of that. And the water just goes right through the stone uninterrupted. Our drainage fabric keeps all the garbage that's going to come off that driveway. Any debris, any trees that are dropping debris, dirt, dust, whatever the cars bring in, none of that is going to get in our system and plug the voids in our French drain system, because we're going to use the drainage fabric. The drainage fabric is going to protect our system. We're always going to have a really nice clean vein of stone with big voids to move a lot of water. That's the key. The drainage fabric is so important. If you miss on the drainage fabric, if you somehow get duped, if you think that some handyman that knows nothing about engineering, doesn't work with engineers, does recreational drugs, whatever that may be, if you think that his philosophy of building without drain fabric is going to work for you, I'm here to tell you, at the time of install, your drainage system is going to have an expiration date. On the other hand, if you use a good drainage filter fabric, a vein of stone lasts forever. It has no expiration date. Think about that. A vein of stone lasts forever. And then if you build with the virgin pipe, and what is virgin pipe? Well, blue pipe and yellow pipe, that is virgin material. There's no recycled material. Black pipe has what we call regrind. It's all the soap containers and food containers and all the recycled containers. It all gets ground up, and then they use it again. And they use these agents, these additives, to try to get all that stuff to, adhere together. But it's really flimsy. It's not strong. It cracks. There's no strength to it. It definitely is not going to hold up. It's not going to have any longevity. So we're getting our filter fabric in right now in this trench so that we can get our three systems plumbed. One thing that happened on this job, unfortunately, we got hit. We got hit really hard. It was like a flash flood. Bunch of rain came down right in the middle of this job. So here it is. It's just flooded. So this is kind of cool. I can show you the drain basins that were going in right before the rain came through, and we still got to plumb them. We don't have no pipe in there. You can see we just got rained off the job. We had to sit it out, just let it, pass. We were in the trucks for an hour. Just let it pass. Now, we don't have our outdoor sump pump system in yet. So the pit just filled with water. Our 2% slope just filled with water. It filled it with water, and it filled with so much water, and it's so high that it backfed up into our trench. That's what happens when a sump pump system fails. The water just backfeeds up into the French drain. It's really a big, if you want to call it reserve. You have some additional on-site storage built in with just your French drain. Definitely helps. But you can see just how much water we got. We're pumping the water out of that sump pit because we didn't even have our outdoor sump pit in place yet when this storm came through. So we had to evacuate just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water. Our sump pump pit was full. Our French drain trench, our yard drain trench, the trench we're going to use for the roof runoff, all full of water. Again, the only water that goes uphill is flood water. So when the water built up in our sump pit, it just started working its way up the grade, against slope. They say the only water that goes uphill is flood water, and that's why. So this was a bit of a delay. This job was something that the guys had their arms wrapped around. They were knocking it out, and things were going really, really well until that rain came through. I mean, it was a flash flood. There was a river of water just, going down the sidewalk in front of the house. So you got a chance to see the anatomy. You got the chance to understand why you want your sump pit to always be deeper than your French drain. So let's just say that we had a shallow sump system and the sump pump didn't turn on yet because we didn't dig a really deep sump pit and buy a nice tall outdoor sump pump. Your trench would always have water in it. This is beautiful that you guys get to see this. So again, imagine that you bought, say, a 24, 25-inch, either Bad Seed or Screamin' Demon outdoor sump pump system, and then you had to dig 18 inches deep. And the pump doesn't turn on until there's 10 and a half, 11 and a half inches of water in the pit. See, you need to go deeper so that the pump pumps all the water out of your trench. I know you're going to ask, how deep was this trench? Our outdoor sump system that we're putting in here is going to be 48 inches tall, 4 feet deep. So we have, a 40-inch Bad Seed. We have a 49-inch Screamin' Demon. I mean, we have all these different sizes for a reason. So to make this super easy for everybody, if you know you need an outdoor sump pump system, always make sure you go 1 foot taller in height for your outdoor sump pump system than the deepest part of your trench. That way, the pump will always turn on and pump the water out of the sump pit before it backfeeds up into your drainage system, okay? Because why do we not want water left laying behind in the trench? Because trees and shrubs can sniff it out and they'll fill your system full of roots. If you keep it pumped dry, they have no need to go there and fill your trench with root. It's just not going to happen. Trees do not survive, on a vein full of stone that has a bunch of void that is dry. That is not ideal for trees and shrubs. So we have 2 pipes in here. We have a solid pipe and we have a perforated pipe. Solid pipe has the drain basins on it and is catching all the water coming off that driveway, all the sheet water, bulk water. Then we're going to keep it an open French drain. We're not going to grow grass over it because I also want to gobble up all the water. I just want it to, what doesn't go in those catch basins, I want it to run right through the voids of the stone. I want it to run right down into our perforated pipe. Of course, we have the whole thing wrapped so that no dirt, debris, I don't want any, foreign material. I don't want the drain to be compromised. I want to build the customer something that's going to last decades, lifetimes. That's that. Something that's not going to be an issue in my lifetime. So you see, we have a yard drain, French drain combo. We got the drain basins on that solid pipe. We have our French drain on our perforated pipe. And yes, we have downspouts tied in to the yard drain pipe, the solid pipe. This system is on 2% slope. The velocity of the water. It is going to be screaming all the way down to that sump pump system. We're running a duplex sump pump system, so we're going to be moving. I know we have some head, which means lift. We got to lift the water up and out to the front yard. And the pumps that we put in, they're about 73 gallons per minute. We're going to lose some of that because of the lift. So we're going to probably be around 55 gallons per minute each pump. I'm pretty confident that at 110 gallons per minute that we're going to keep up during a hard rain with a French drain, yard drain, roof runoff system combination, 3 systems in one. The system's going to scream. All right, so I'm going to show you a nice walkthrough. Beautiful, beautiful job how well the guys put this yard back together. We got an open French drain. You can see the stone. That's an open French drain. The water goes right through the stone, through the drainage fabric under the stone. The gutters are tied into the solid pipe that the catch basins were on. We put the grass back together. Even after all that rain and how muddy it was, went ahead and put some seed down, some straw. Look at it, beautiful, beautiful. Picture perfect. This team is just amazing. You can see the sump system right there. The yard's put back together. And then our discharge line comes out to the front to a pop-up with a turf restrictor plate. Always have a pop-up with a turf restrictor plate for your discharge so the grass doesn't grow over your discharge. French Drain Man is the leader in indoor and outdoor sump pump systems, protecting your family against mold and mildew, as well as flood protection. The industry leaders and innovators.